Hello, everyone. Perfect. Okay. We are live. Hi, Feruz. How are you?
Hi.
We're live. We're live everywhere on every single thing.
I can see
Oh,
that.
my word.
Do you have people coming in or
This
we
is
waiting?
perfect. This is great. Okay. So let's get started. Um, just a brief intro. I think Feruz, you can go first, introduce yourself, and then I'll introduce myself, and then we can get straight into it.
All right. So, as you may already know, my name is Feruz Semere from Eritrea, on the east horn of Africa. But I have lived in Norway for quite some time now. And over the past 2 years, I moved to London where I pursued my master's in international business. And that's where I met my amazing co-founder, Edith. And that's where we started the whole Arielle for Africa journey. Currently, I'm working as the CBDO or the Chief Business Development Officer at Arielle for Africa. And I'm also working at SAP, one of the largest software companies in the world. So I'm holding two positions, a very busy person, but I love what I do. Yeah, so that's about it.
Perfect. Okay. And so my name is Edith Njage, and I am CEO and co-founder of Arielle for Africa. I have a big passion and heart for the young people, for the youth in particular. And so in Arielle for Africa, essentially, it has been such an amazing platform to work with young people, to work with entrepreneurs, and really to just begin to change the face of entrepreneurship in the African continent. I met Feruz in London when we were doing our master's in international business. And then after that, I continued on to my MSc in finance. But I'm a serial entrepreneur, meaning I run several ventures at the same time. So I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited for us to answer all the questions that have been coming in about our programs, about what we're doing, why we're doing it, etc. So I'm just going to pull Feruz back up, right? And we're gonna just jump into these questions. So the first one that we got, right, is to explain Arielle for Africa and explain what we do. So I'm just going to take one for the team. I'm going to do this one. And then if Feruz notices anything else that I've missed, she'll just jump straight in. We are essentially a social enterprise, meaning for us, the doing good part of supporting young people is more important than anything else. So we are a social enterprise. We work essentially with four key groups, right? So we work, number one, with entrepreneurs. This can be at the startup phase or at the SME phase. So we support them through our programs, through connecting them to partners, through coaching, mentorship, and the sustainability support that we provide each entrepreneur for up to 5 years. What we do in the second group, right, is corporate leaders, which is what you guys are now hearing as Jenga Boss. And essentially what we do with corporate leaders is that we work with them to ensure that we are furnishing a C-suite of a company with the best of the best. So they get to go through specially curated programs for CBDOs, CMOs, CFOs, chief of operations, chief of business development, chief of marketing, whatever the role, name it, we have a curriculum specifically for this group. Then the third sort of group that we deal with is financial literacy, which is a new sort of passion project that we're introducing. We're very passionate about educating young people, and the next frontier is just beginning to talk about financial literacy, beginning to talk about how much investing, saving has been ignored in the African continent, especially by young people. And then finally is Arielle for Funding Africa. And essentially our last body works towards fighting for young people, young businesses to have access to capital. So for that, we have quite a few partners on board. And a lot of the times, the groups that will be funded are people that have gone through our programs. So that's what we do. That's what we do. That's why we do what we do. Feruz, is there anything I've forgotten on that question?
No, I think you've I mean, there's so much we're doing, right? So from
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
you have identified the bigger picture. Exactly,
Mm,
that's what we do with each program or with each project that we take on. That's the end goal. That's the end vision. It's just towards creation of jobs, of those
oh yeah,
100,000 jobs in the
yeah.
coming 10 years. And all projects are helping us move towards there. Thanks to all
Mm,
our partners as well that have been really helpful and supportive over the past few months. Although it has been very difficult for many businesses, for us, like for us as company, it has been a thriving time for us. Like as we speak, it hasn't been it has been difficult at the beginning to try to figure out, okay, how do we deal with this? But then we saw so many doors opening up. We saw so many opportunities coming in.
yeah,
And we actually saw Ariel from a whole different lens that we saw
that's
before.
true.
Like we were just too focused at one point, but then
Yeah,
over the past few months, we were able to actually open our eyes to really great opportunities that will help us achieve that end vision of creating those 100,000 jobs.
exactly. Okay, now that you're already talking, answer this question. Um, what are the goals of the company over the coming years?
Well, Edith has already touched upon this, and I've also like mentioned it right now. But the vision of the company is, of course, to create by 2030 over 100,000 jobs in the African continent. This has been our initial vision from the get-go, and we've seen our business model evolve, and we've
Mm,
seen the many opportunities coming our ways to help us to move towards this vision.
yeah,
However, we have also other goals along the way, and who knows, we might even achieve this vision in the coming 3, 5, 4 years. That's unpredictable, right?
yeah,
But that's the vision of the company. That's what we're working towards. That's what we're moving towards. And the goal that we have in the coming few years, in the coming months, few years, like short, I'll just like summarize it in the short term, mid-term, and long-term goals. So in the
mm,
short term, we're running a lot of our training programs on different angles, and we aim to do this through our main core curriculum of training entrepreneurs to either launch their business or scale up their already established businesses. And we're doing this through our 6 or 8 week training program and through our Future Ready Incubator program that's going to that will be coming in January next year, 2021. But we're also working with partners such as Founders Lives that are allowing us to actually reach more entrepreneurs in Africa
yeah.
through their
Mm,
platform that's called Founders Live. It creates an opportunities for businesses to pitch their ideas in 99 seconds. And if you
mm,
are winning, then you get a prize from Founders Lives. And this is also allowing us to do that. At the same
mm,
time, we're also having another many other angles opening up, like we have new a very new partnership that we've made with NSC. Edith will tell you about this in details, and Track Lab, which is a whole new wing of Arielle that's focused on financial literacy, actually teaching people and mentoring people on financial literacy and on investing, on trading. What does it really mean, and how can we do this in Kenya? We're starting from Kenya, but we aim to take it in Africa. So that's another goal in itself that we have. We are also now working on Jenga Boss Hackathon, which is another wing of Arielle that's focused on trading people on C-level positions or leadership positions in order to be able, okay, not only open a business or a franchise, but also get trained to be at the leading positions of C-level, like managing director, CBDO, so
mm,
forth. So we don't only train you to become an entrepreneur, we also train you how do you become leaders in those positions of the company. That's a whole another wing that we're working with corporates um, uh, in Ariel. So we have so many programs that we're working towards, and the end goal is for Ariel to see through these different wings um, job created. The end goal is job creation. At the end
mm.
of this, through entrepreneurs, through corporate leaders, through financial literacy, through all our programs, the end goal is to see jobs created for youth. So that's the main goal that we have. And those are the basically objectives or short-term goals and midterm goals that we have
Yeah.
on the way that
Mm.
are helping us achieve this. I think, I don't know, Edith, you may also add up if there's anything I've missed.
I think you've covered most of it. I think for us, expansion is a big thing for us. So we're currently in 5 African markets and we're looking to expand to others. So along with seeing job creation, we want to see the impact expanded upon. And this is coffee with the founders. So you better be drinking tea or coffee. Otherwise, you guys are failing. So we want to see expanded job creation. We want to see expanded impact. We want to get to as many roots as we can get to as possible. So those are the key ones. So now I'm just going to, and thank you, Elvis, for commenting where you're coming from. Guys, comment the city that you're watching this from, right? The country, whatever it is. Just leave that in the comments. I think that would be pretty exciting. So I think now we're going to just jump into the Jenga Boss, right? Because I think that's the recent release by the company. And I know that's where a lot of the questions are coming in from. So Jenga Boss. Jenga Boss is essentially build a boss in Swahili, right? So that's where the word Jenga comes from. And we started this sort of program, or we started this option in our programs and in what we do, because we realized that there's a gap, right? There's a gap for entrepreneurial mindset in the corporate world, right? And there's a gap for young people who will take up C-level positions and run a company as if it were their own. So you essentially have the traditional mindset of you must apply to the lower levels of a job and then you get promoted, then you get to the C-level. But we are coming in with a new concept where essentially young people can just go straight to the top, right? Get straight into the boardroom. And the way that they do it is through Jenga Boss. So Jenga Boss for this cohort has been sponsored by one of our partners. And essentially what we aim to do with this is he came to us and he said, I have this idea. I have the funding for it. I'm ready to pay these salaries. I just need a team. Can you get me a team? So we said, okay, rather than just looking through CVs and then picking out the final ones and then giving those final people, how about we literally take them through a hackathon, select certain young people, then those ones go on to the program, and at the end of the program we can select one winning team that will become the C-level for this company. So rather than people being selected on the basis of their CV, rather than them being selected on the basis of their experience, they're selected on the value that they create throughout their time with us. So Jenga Boss is basically aiming to find a more sustainable way of having leadership in corporate and giving young people a chance that goes beyond scanning through your CV for 2 minutes. So what people who have applied for this can expect is they can expect to go through the hackathon, which is going to be high intensity. It's going to be stressful. Your heart is going to be beating. You're going to be working in teams, right? Because that's something that a lot of people are missing also. The ability to work in teams. They're going to be working in teams. They'll be basically in high pressure situations. And we want to see when you're put in that situation, what is your end product? What do you leave with? So that's what Jenga Boss aims to do, and that's what essentially it's there for. And it's basically so that people have the chance to get into a C-suite position, access funding, run something on their own, and have a good time, right? Learn from other people. So even if a certain group of people are not selected as the final team to set this up, guess what? You've actually come up with an idea with an amazing group of people that you can set up yourself. right? Or that we can support you to set up. So it doesn't have to be like a win or lose situation. No, that's a good thing about this. When you apply, you gain something. It's not just applying for a job where they're going to tell you, unfortunately, we regret to inform you that no. When you've gone through this process with Arielle, when you've done the hackathon, you learn something. When you've done the 6-week program, you learn something. When you get into these positions and we're walking with you, you learn something. So that's, I hope that I've answered everything that there was about Jenga Boss. Feruz, you can add anything, but guys, if you have any questions, just put them in the comments and then we'll be able to answer those as well as we go.
No, I think you have really explained it really, really well. Just for it, don't feel scared to apply for the position. We will screen through your CVs, we will screen through your profiles, and if you're really kind of secure about what you have done, you should be able to apply for the position, and you never know, you might end up becoming a CMO at this new company. And what I love about this program is I've never seen it done before. I've never seen it done before anywhere. It is us for the first time. I don't know, you might tell us if you like, you may comment on the comment box below, but to like, of course, I've heard of hackathons that companies run, big organizations run in order to promote you to another position or to give you another opening within their positions, but to actually set up a franchise and with a whole group of C-level executives, that's never been done before. I've never seen it anywhere, whether be it educational institutions or corporate worlds organizations. It's never been done before. It's a new experience. Like, you're going to be thrown into this new adventure that you'll have to learn so much from. So it's good to win, one thing, but it is also really amazing to be there, to go through the whole program. And at the end of the day, even though you're not winning team, you have a franchise of your own that you can set up with your own money, or that you can set up with the help of us, that we can connect you to a lot of other sources of funding. So just because you're not getting sponsored by our partner that's running this program with us, it doesn't mean that we will not give you opportunities to be connected to other source of funding. We have other pools of investors, people that would want to invest in you. So if they really like your idea, they might end up even investing in your idea. So go ahead and apply for it. If you do have more questions about it, if it's still not clear, do ask us in the comments below right now so we can clarify it. You can ask about the positions, so like what type of position are you looking for, like any type in terms of the hackathon or the positions or the whole program or the teams, how they might work. If you have any questions, do comment below so we can answer. We're here to answer any questions that you may have in that program.
Perfect. Okay, so tell them about the Future Ready Incubator.
Yeah, so this is another program that is going to come in January 2021. So it's one of our brand new programs that we will run from 2021. It's going to be virtual. This is going to be similar but slightly different to what we've been doing at Arielle for Africa with entrepreneurs. So usually what we would do is we would run training programs for the entrepreneurs, the individuals themselves. They would come with their business ideas, whether be it at a early stage, starting stage, or the established stage, and then we would take them the training program individually with mentoring them on their business, and then we would help them either scale their business or launch their business, or mentor them to launch their business, right? But right now it's going to be a little bit different in the sense that we expect a team of minimum 3 people with a business idea to come and go through our program. So a total of 30 individuals with a team of 3 people will be selected to go through a, I believe it's 8-week or 6-week, Edith, you have to correct me here. And what we're going to be taking them through is slightly different type of curriculum, where technology or new technological solutions and tools and materials will be added into your modules. And not only that, but we'll also be adding mentorship on your skills as a person. So your negotiation skills, your networking skills, how do you your partnership skills, how do you create partnerships, all this different, how do you build your LinkedIn, all of those personal skills that you need as a leader. So on top of a leadership coaching, we would be also training you as an individual, as a leader with your whole team. So if you have a business idea, if it is at early stage, still growing stage, tracking stage, already established stage, and you are a team of people, so a team of co-founders that want to go through a training program and scale up your business, kindly do apply, because one last very different thing about this program is also at the end of the program, you will have the opportunity to pitch in front of investors that might end up funding your company and offer you seed capital. So that's the differences that we've made in this program. We do want you to get the opportunity to have access to funding. We do want you to have the opportunity to grow as a team as opposed to an individual, because as an entrepreneur, you feel lonely most of the time. But if you are a group of people, you're not only trained alone, but you get trained with your whole team. And at the same time, you also get trained not only on the business acumen, but also on the personal acumen of your business. And this way you will see like a much larger progress in yourself and in your business and in your team as a whole. Yeah. Edith, you might also add anything.
I think that one you've answered it completely well. I would encourage people. We've put our website in the link in the comments, so you can always click through and see all the different programs that are currently running, that will be running, and when they're running. So it has a lot more details on each of these things. Now, the next question was, I saw you mention financial literacy as one of the spaces you want to enter. Please give more details. So, for financial literacy, essentially, this came up after having discussions with quite a few parties and people, right? So a lot of what we do comes up as a result of problem solving. So one of the key problems that was consistently pointed out was the lack of financial awareness, lack of proper information around investing, lack of savings guidance, budgeting, like these things are taught, but rarely is a person coached through them or mentored through them so that they apply each of these things. And so essentially this came from a point of, okay, there's a need in the market for greater financial literacy, for greater conversations in this space. How do we as Arielle for Africa take up the big gap that has been left? And so what we have done is actually partnered with Track Labs / Track Invest to offer a global trading certification. So any young person in the African continent really can come to us and say, I want to get a trading certification. And all of this is done on a platform. It's gamified, so you have fun. It's not boring trading. No, it's gamified. You learn about cryptocurrency. You learn about investing. You learn about so many other things in the finance world that previously you had to do an undergraduate to understand. And the best part is that the learning is done through videos. It's interactive. You can do it at your own pace, answer a few questions and then move on. But more than anything, we are currently in the process of securing collaborations and partnerships so that this financial literacy gets to all of the grassroots, that every single Kenyan has access to this, but more than anything, they cannot say that they haven't been educated on financial literacy, right? Because as Arielle for Africa, we have done our part, right? We've brought all of these programs, we've brought all of these options, we've brought all of these mentors, we've brought all of these partnerships so that no person in general can say that. So we'll be talking a lot more about financial literacy, our financial literacy collaborations and projects and programs in the month of November. A lot of it will be launching in January. So again, stay tuned to that, to our pages, our LinkedIn, our Facebook, our Instagram, all of these pages, we will be talking a lot more about how this financial literacy is going to really penetrate the entire market and how people can really get to the point of hearing all about it. Oh, thank you. Look, Latifa says wishes us all the best. Thank you, Latifa. Thank you so much. And so one of the next questions that came in, Feruz, unless you want to add anything to that financial literacy, you're good? Okay, perfect.
Good.
So someone asked, I have an NGO. How do I secure funding? I'm going to leave you to answer this question and then I'll just feedback.
Okay, so I think understanding the source of your revenue streams for your company starts when you identify where you are. So it's good that you know you're an NGO. So that means you cannot generate revenue from your own products and services. So that means the only way you can secure funding for your NGO or for your organization is through donations. That's simply because if you were in a space of social enterprise, the way we are at Arielle for Africa, you would be able to kind of create a revenue model that works for your company that is going to generate income while solving a societal problem, right? But in this case, you have identified to us that your company is an NGO, so you're registered as an NGO, so you can't even make a revenue. By legally, you're not entitled to make revenues. So the only way you would be making funds is through donations or through crowdfunding opportunities. So what I would suggest you do is, first of all, try to communicate the vision and the mission of your company, and also identify companies or organizations. This can be public companies or governmental companies, organizations, or they can also be private organizations that do CSR, right? That are willing to support any initiatives that support or that create social impact. So first of all, create a 1-pager or 2-pager communicating what you exactly do with your NGO. Who are you helping? Who are your beneficiaries? Why are you doing what you do? What problem are you solving here, right? And what impact are you trying to create through your NGO, through the service or through the product that you're offering to your beneficiaries? What are you solving here? What is the impact that you're creating? What problem you're solving? Once you have outlined that in detail, then you can start identifying organizations that are interested in helping the space that you're in. So for instance, if you are creating educational opportunities for women in rural areas that don't have opportunity for education, you can simply search for companies that are going to be helping you, that are interested in helping young women in getting access to education. And there are like a list of companies that are willing to help this. The only way is you have to first yourself identify, what am I doing here, who am I helping, and how am I helping? So then that way you're able to start researching for the right partners. Is it the UN that will be helping you? Because your partners will be based on your beneficiaries. If you're helping the youth, you'll be looking for companies that are interested in helping the youth. If you're looking to help the elderly, you will be looking for companies that are interested in helping the elderly. You know, your beneficiaries will determine your donators, so who will be donating for you. And LinkedIn is another very great space where you come and search for donators, so for companies that are willing to donate for your company. So do create visibility of yourself within LinkedIn. Do create visibility of your NGO within LinkedIn, and talk about your NGO in LinkedIn. Talk about it. Write about it. Is it an article that you have to write? Write about it, about what you're trying to solve, the problem that you're trying to solve, the people that you're trying to help, what your company has achieved so far, what is the challenge that your company has gone through so far. And donators, people interested in your company, in what you're doing, will come at you They will ask you,
Exactly.
they're going to be like, what are you doing? How can we help? And then you
Yes.
can be open about it. And the good thing about NGO is if you are an NGO, people know you don't make any money. So
Yes.
they will be willing to help you. Like if you say I'm an NGO, they
Yeah.
know like you will expect money from them, and
Mm-hmm.
they will help you. Another very important or very great way of making money is also through crowdfunding. Like there are many crowdfunding um, um, platforms. One of our partners, Crowdera, we will text you here down below the name of the company. You can connect with them and ask them. They are a company. They are like them and many other crowdfunding platforms. They will help you set up a um,
Yeah.
a website or
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, a browser or a page where you talk about your company, your
Mm-hmm.
vision, the projects that you're doing, the people that you're helping, and then they will help you set a target, and you just set a realistic target. If you say, for instance, in the coming 3 months, I want to raise $3,000, be
Yeah.
realistic about the amount of money, because this is
Mm.
something that we've learned ourselves at Arielle. Be realistic about the amount of money you want to raise, and be realistic about the mm, number of
Period.
people you want to reach, and then
Mm.
talk about it there. Put it in as many crowdfunding platforms as you can, especially if
Mm.
you don't have to pay for them. Just put it out there. Talk about your NGO and
Mm.
network as much as you can. The more you
Yeah.
network, the more people will be willing to help you. So, and when you
Exactly.
network, talk about your NGO and believe in your NGO. So that's another thing. Don't be scared to tell people your story. When you tell
And what
people
we
your
do.
story, you'll find at least one or two people that will relate with you, that are going to be like, these are the type of people we need in this world, and
Exactly.
they will be
Mm.
willing to help you. So
Mm.
get away from this traditional way of getting money. Just create
Yes.
visibility, talk
Yes.
about it, write articles. Edith right here, she's great at writing articles. Through her, we've gotten so many partners.
Every week. Every week
She's been
I'm on
writing articles and people come at us like, wow, just do that.
LinkedIn.
Talk about your experience, talk about your journey, and that's how people will notice you. Yeah.
Exactly. Perfect. Oh, that was such a good answer.
Yeah.
So now
Thank you, babe.
this one we know. This one we know.
Edith, you will talk about this.
So one of the key questions that we have received is just challenges that we have faced as entrepreneurs. Um, I think I'm just going to say the ones off the top of my head, right? So, first of all, if you look at us, right, we are not white and we are not male. So, we're not helping ourselves in this journey, in this
Anyway,
business. We're on the wrong side of the spectrum. So, yeah, we are young, Black, and we are females. So, of course, one of the key challenges for us has been perspective, right? So what people see and then the assumptions that they come up with as a result of what they have seen. So as a result of Arielle for Africa being fully female founded, right, by Black women under the age of 30. Yeah, we're just out here kicking all of the
wrong
prejudices and
boxes.
the
The wrong
So,
boxes.
as a result of us being on this side of the spectrum, so how we look, our race, our backgrounds, all of these things, that alone brings challenges. So, one of the key challenges associated with those things, I would say, has been access to funding. Right, number one. Number two has been the assumptions that people make before they've gotten into a proper conversation with you. So partnerships become something else entirely. And then finally, just throughout this journey, we've had to rough it. I think that's the best way to say it. We have roughed this Arielle journey. So we've had to take the hard way out consistently through everything that we have done. And we've gotten to a place where we say no to some things because of how far we've come already, right? So we're at a point where we face so many challenges. I don't think there's anything else that can be thrown at us that would make us get shocked. I think also the lack of mentorship in general in the African continent is very saddening, right? And I would say that Feruz and I are products of very little mentorship from the elder generation. So the previous generation that came before us that has played roles in social impact, has played roles in founding companies from scratch. I don't know where those people are because they haven't mentored us. And that's part of what we're trying to change, right? With the next crop of entrepreneurs. And that's why we work so hard with them, because we don't want them to pay for bills we've already overpaid or overspent on, you know? So I'd say that the mentorship is a big challenge. The funding is a big challenge. A white male is 47,000% more likely to be funded in Kenya than I am in my own country. And then the third thing in general is just work-life balance. I don't think we know what that is. I don't think we have that. I don't think we know what that is. So work-life balance has been non-existent for both of us for the past 2 years. So we have had to sacrifice a lot every single day in the name of Arielle for Africa. This company that you guys see and that people apply to do different programs and things, there's a lot of sacrificing that has gone on behind the scenes on our part. So yeah, we've had to make a lot of personal sacrifices and a lot of very tough, hard decisions, and I would say that's a major challenge. Lack of sleep, a lot of it's basically blood, sweat, tears, right? And lack of sleep. Just put those are the four things about being an entrepreneur. Those are the four core pillars. Lack of sleep, blood, sweat, tears. That's if you've understood how to survive with those four and still live, you're an entrepreneur. You've made it. You've arrived. That's it. Stick to it. Those four things. Feruz, I don't know if you have anything else that I haven't said.
No, I think you've identified everything, babe. Just everything. It's not easy. That's another thing. Like being an entrepreneur, it's not easy. So like the question of challenges you have faced as an entrepreneur, it's a no-brainer. It's as an entrepreneur, you have a challenge. If you walk into even if you don't even if you do have money, even if you do have capital, even if you do have the right team, even if you have all the resources in place to run your own business, entrepreneurship asks sacrifice. You have to sacrifice a lot because no one will work for your own company the way you do. No one will sweat for it the way you do. So does challenges come with entrepreneurship? Yes, it does. It's not a walk in the park. But you have to constantly ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it? And I think that's one of the many questions we get asked. We do ask this question ourselves. A lot of people ask this question to us. They're like, are you guys crazy? Like, you have masters. Like, what are you doing? You should be getting paid 6 figures here. Like, we know that. We know that. But it's a constant choice you have to make as an entrepreneur to say, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. And people laugh at us when we say we will retire by the age of 30, but you'll see we will.
We will. 30. I have 5 years, guys. Me by the time I'm 30, everybody, you better be knocking on my doors asking me where I am because I'll be in Maldives.
Yes. It will pay off. That's the question. That's the thing. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth, and it will pay off. It doesn't pay off right away. Sometimes you think like, where's the light at the end of the tunnel? Am I just running for nothing? You feel like quitting. You feel like you're just doing this and you don't see any result. You feel like, what am I doing wrong? You start to question your ways, your methods, your strategies. But that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur. You learn yourself. You try and error. You try and error. No matter how much people will tell you what to do, no matter how much we tell you what to do, at the end of the day, it's up to you to figure it out. We'll just show you how to fish a fish, but you will have to fish it yourself. And sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't work, and you have to try different ways, different methods. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it will not work. The point is not giving up. The point is having your eyes set at the vision. So many times you will be let down from your own team, from your own partners, from people you've started working with, from people you've trusted, from people you have advised. You will be let down.
Even your co-founders, no one is immune.
So it's, you don't know that, right? So, but you have to believe do I believe in this company? Do I believe in this vision? Will I see these jobs created? And if you keep seeing that, then that's what will keep you going. So yeah, I think that's.
I love that. I think we've answered that. Oh, here's the
Mm.
question. It's linked to the
I
other
think
one.
we just answered. We just answered this one.
I think the one thing that I'll say, guys, is just in terms of everything, you can mess up everywhere in entrepreneurship, mess up everywhere you want, but never mess up on the co-founders that you have. That one will make or break whether you guys make it or not, right? So any person that you bring on in the name of let's partner to do this, anyone that has shares or equity or owns your business with you, they cannot be a 50-50 person. They cannot be a person who's in and out. It needs to be someone who will ride or die as hard as you will. And so that's one thing that has kept personally me going, the fact that I know Feruz is here. If one day, God forbid, anything is to happen to me for like a month, I'm not around or something, I know the company will run. Like, it will go on. The boat will be held down. It will continue to its final destination. Because I have a partner that I can trust, to the point of trusting a person with your life. I can trust that no matter what happens, Feruz will carry it on to fruition. So I think that is like the one thing that should keep you going. And then also number two is the vision and the purpose. A lot of the times, if you forget why you're doing it, you will get tired and you will drop off. You will come up with an excuse. You will leave it when the thick gets coming. When things get tough, then you'll walk away from it. Why? Because you forgot, beyond the revenues, beyond the money, beyond the results, beyond the customers, what the goal and the purpose and the vision is. And if your business doesn't have this, then you need to rethink why you're doing what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
And you need to have a very clear purpose that you're heading towards. You need to have a very clear goal that you're working for. And it needs to be something that every single morning when you wake up, it rings in your mind. Because otherwise, and Feruz will tell you, there are times when we transnited for like a whole consistent week of no sleep, and in moments like that, it's easy to be like, you know what? Screw this. I'm not doing this. Me, I'm leaving. I'm getting a job. That's it. I'm done. Bye. Like,
Yeah.
it's easy to say that. But if you know that there's a purpose, if there's something more beyond just the business for you, you will stick through anything. I guarantee you will be fine. Through anything that may come, you will be there. I don't know if you have anything else, Feruz, that
No,
keeps you
I
going.
think that's it.
Perfect. Oh, last question. Guys, if you have any additional questions, please post them in the
Right
comments.
now. Yeah.
For some reason, we're not streaming to LinkedIn, but that's fine. So if you have any questions, just post in the comments and then we'll pick that up. But this is the final question so far. What is DAE, which is, I'm assuming the person means Diaries of an African Entrepreneur, and can anyone join? So Feruz will
Can
address.
anyone join?
I mean, talk about it and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what it is first. So, the Diary of an African Entrepreneurship or an Entrepreneur is a new platform that we have created on Facebook. So, it's a new Facebook group that we've created in collaboration or in partnership with our amazing partner from South Africa, Anele Mukozo. She is the co-founder and managing director at African Entrepreneurship Initiative. She does the same thing, like similar things to what we do. She trains, mentors, and coaches entrepreneurs to launch their own businesses in South Africa. So when we get to talk, and we really we're talking about the same thing that we've been just talking, the challenges you face as an entrepreneur, what keeps you going, how do you how do you know if this is the right thing for you, all of these questions. We talked about it, and what she said was, hey, why don't we create a platform where we allow people to share their own challenges? So not only people, but real entrepreneurs that have businesses established or are in early stages or are being created and are on the way to be launched. Why don't we create a space for them to share their challenges? Because usually what you hear on social media, what you hear on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever, on Google, wherever you open, you just hear the success story. You just hear the achievement. You just hear the dollars. You don't hear the, you just see the top of the iceberg. You don't see everything that's beneath that, what this person had to go, what they had to sacrifice, how challenging it was to get that money, how challenging it was to get that team created, to team set up, how challenging it was to get that product produced, to have that service running. All of that thing is difficult. Entrepreneurship is difficult, but people tend not to talk about the difficulties that come with entrepreneurship. And so as an entrepreneur, when you get thrown into this, when you start this world of entrepreneurship, and you see all these challenges being thrown at your face, like me and Edith will testify for this. When we started Arielle, we were just like the happiest people ever. We were like, we're gonna be billionaires. We're like, this is amazing. Especially when people cheer you up, when you win the Halt Prize, is like, we're gonna get the money, But then everything goes downhill suddenly. And then what? How do you
Yeah.
pick up yourself on there? There were moments where we cried and where we felt unachieved, when we felt guilty, when we felt unwanted, when we felt unheard, when we felt lonely, when we felt people were not believing in our ideas, where we felt like our idea is rubbish, where we felt like maybe what we're doing is wrong. And all of these things were challenging. There were days where we just have programs set and we don't have money for it yet. We have 2 weeks left to run a program. We don't have money
Yeah.
for it yet.
Yeah.
And these things get to you. These things really make you question yourself. All of these challenges, people don't talk about it. Entrepreneurs don't talk about it. People that made it to the top don't talk about
They
it.
don't say it. They don't say
They
it.
don't say it. And so when other entrepreneurs are looking, other achieved entrepreneurs on social media, they're like, I'm gonna be like that. But then when you start
Yeah.
the real life, is not the truth. So the
Not the
Diary of
same.
an Entrepreneur is a space where you actually can come and listen and learn from the challenges other co-entrepreneurs like you have gone through. And
Yeah.
then you realize in there that, oh my God, there's so much to learn from this. There's so much to learn from this type of environment where I see people like me that have businesses like me. They could be achieved, they could be on early stage, they could be established, they could
Like,
be on the top, but people
mm,
that have really gone through challenges. So why we called it a diary is because in this Facebook group, we encourage people to entry or to write down in a form of
mm,
like they can write down and take a screenshot and post, or take a like
video.
make an entry to a video. Just
Yeah.
write down or tell us a story about you being an entrepreneur, and not only
Mm,
an entrepreneur, because Arielle for Africa focuses on Africa mainly.
mm,
So we aim to focus on Africa because, like Edith said, being an African entrepreneur is also very difficult. You get stereotyped with your color, and
yeah.
um, the chances of getting funds, the chances of getting the right partners, the chances of your business scaling to the top as early as you want it is difficult just because you are
Mm,
Black in color. So,
mm,
what is it like to be an African entrepreneur? So, we journal that, we entry that in the form
mm,
of a diary, and
mm,
everyone that joins that group, all members of the group are encouraged to share their stories, their challenges, more than their achievement, their challenges, so that people
mm.
feel safe to say, okay, I'm not alone. Okay, I can make this. Okay, it's it's a place where you get motivation out of the challenges and out of the failures of other people that
Mm.
like you. So can anyone join this? Edith will answer.
Can anyone join? I've just basically put in a link to request to be a part of the group. So you can request with the link in the comments that we've put in. So you can request, and then dependent on the sort of criteria that we have, then you'll be let into the group. We essentially just want it to be a safe space for entrepreneurs. And I think I can actually share the video.
I think so.
Um,
Let's do it right now,
yeah,
actually.
I think that would be really interesting to have, to be able to share this video on, if I can figure out how to do it. Hmm. I'm hoping everyone can see this.
Let's see.
Perfect. My name is Edith Njage, and this is my first entry in my diary as an entrepreneur.
Hi, this is Feruz, and this is my number one diary entry as an African entrepreneur.
My name is Arielle Mkhuzo.
And we can't see it.
Can you see or no?
No. On Facebook and on YouTube are not showing. Even in my screen it's not showing. Just that we can hear it though.
Okay. Anyway, the link, the video is on our pages, so people can look at that. I don't know why it's not showing for some reason.
Did you share screen?
Yeah, I did, but then wait, let's see. Oh, perfect. Here it is. It just needs like a minute to load. Okay, so while that is happening, let me just, I don't know what's happening. So it somehow comes and then disappears.
While Edith is trying to figure out that, any one of you that have questions about Arielle, about Jenga Boss program, about Future Ready Incubator, financial literacy, all the the programs that we have running and what we do. If you have questions, I think you can see on the banner it's running. We have our website, and then we have also our email, and then we have our phone number where you can contact us directly, and then all our socials. You can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. We're all over the place. Kindly also share this video with as many of your peers and network as possible, so that just the way you're learning from us, they can also get to hear about us, what we do, and if they are interested in any of these programs, they can apply and they can go through the programs with us. Right now, we currently are encouraging people to join a lot the Jenga Boss program, where we will talk about it towards the ending remarks of our live today. And I think it's ready for now. Edith will play it.
My name is Edith Njage, and this is my first entry in my diary as an entrepreneur.
Hi, this is Feruz, and this is my number one diary entry as an African entrepreneur.
My name is Arielle Mkhuzo. And recently now during lockdown, Arielle approached me.
I am the co-founder and CBDO at Arielle for Africa Ltd, which is a company that aims to train, coach, mentor young entrepreneurs full of passion to become job creators and open sustainable businesses in their respective economies.
I am the managing director and founder of the African Entrepreneurship Initiative. AEI is a consulting and training and development company that focuses on empowering and uplifting youth in South Africa through entrepreneurship.
I think I can explain entrepreneurship as almost like a furnace. It feels like a furnace most days. It feels like being put into the fire, and in the moment, what you realize is the heat. You realize the high temperature. You realize the burning like feeling. But what you don't realize is that you entered a piece of coal and you're leaving a diamond.
I asked them to do diary entries for a period of 12 months, just to gauge the frustrations and things they go through. Because some of them, we always think when entrepreneurs are facing challenges, they're entrepreneurial challenges, they're within the business. But there's a lot of things they go through. There's personal challenges. There's family, there's friends, there's finances, there's all these things that encompass this journey. Let's do this project, we'll call it Diaries of an African Entrepreneur. And what better way to create a platform for entrepreneurs where they can go voice out their frustrations, their challenges, but not only that, have a network and a platform where they can meet other entrepreneurs. Sometimes as an entrepreneur, you have to look beyond reason and focus in on your passion. And that's what entrepreneurship has been for me. Looking crazy, looking mad.
But I enjoy it. And I do believe down deep in my heart, it is worth it. And I would do it all over again. And I wouldn't trade it for anything else. Because I do believe that is the only career that has given my life and my heart a purpose.
That's it. That's it. That's Diaries of an African Entrepreneur. So if people are interested in that, in becoming a part of the group, there's a link to it. It is a private group, so you do have to be accepted, but you can sort of like request, right, to be a part of the group. But that is DAE. I'm so sorry. Tech is a struggle, guys. It's not all of our specialties. But as an entrepreneur, you have to do everything. You have to be able to do everything. Your IT, your marketing, your graphics, your web development, everything. Your finances, you do everything. You do everything. So there are skills that we've picked up, which I think is always a plus. So perfect. Thank you so much, guys. I don't know if Feruz has anything to say as we end this. But this has been
to talk a little bit about the final application round that are running for Jenga Boss. What people need to do.
Go ahead.
So I think I really encourage you guys to go ahead and apply for the Jenga Boss program. The hackathon, we will run it next Saturday on the 31st. And the actual program is going to be starting on the 2nd of October. Currently, we have amazing people who have applied for it. The bar is so high, but it doesn't matter. Do apply for it. Do you aspire to be a CEO? Do you aspire to be a CBD? Or do you aspire to be a CMO? It's not only that. Do you aspire to be an entrepreneur that wants to set up their own business with a team of people? Do you enjoy working with others and learning from others? Do apply for this position. Edith has put on now on the link down below where you can apply. You can also go directly to our website and you'll find it right there in your face. When you open it, it's the first thing that will show up. And do apply because applications will close on Monday, the coming Monday. And please do take the chance and apply, and who knows, you might go through the program and you might
you never know.
You might end up securing a position for yourself, as well as a company of your own.
That sounds so
that's
good.
amazing. I wish that was done for us.
Right I don't even know where were people that were doing what we were starting out. Would have been so fun. But it's
Imagine.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Yes. Yeah. So do apply. Yeah. So sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna say it's basically as easy as that one. Application is easy. You just send in your CV and you fill in the form that's in there. That takes 2 minutes to fill in. And yeah. So share if you're not the right person for it, and if you do know someone that's right for it, that should take this chance, go ahead and share this with them. Share these videos with your network. Let them learn about us. Let them learn about the programs that we do. And if you have any questions of any sort, you have our socials and you have our website and our email. Yeah. But thank you for joining in, and thank you for these amazing questions. It was a pleasure, and we'll try to make this more like a regular. Yeah. Where we come in and answer questions and tell you where we are, what we're doing. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, we're going to make this more regular. We have promised. If possible, we'll be saying which specific day to expect it every single month. And then we'll just do things like this where we talk about all the different programs that are running, who they're for, a bit more clarity on them, because I know sometimes when you just look at the website, it doesn't really explain everything. So I think that gives better perspective. And then also you get to know us, right? And that at the end of the day is the goal, that we humanize Arielle for Africa, that as you look at us, it's not just a company, but we are people that you can approach, that you can ask questions, that you can believe are in your corner, right? So thank you so much, everyone, for this. Thank you for just coming to this, for being a part of this. If you're watching this after, which is highly likely because it didn't stream to LinkedIn, which is actually one of our biggest platforms, and Instagram. But it's okay. If you're watching this after, because we will post it afterwards for people to watch later, then feel free to message the whatever social it is with any questions that you have, and we will address it in the next round.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. We have been Edith and Feruz on behalf of Arielle for Africa, your co-founders. Thank you so much for your time, guys, and have a lovely, lovely evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.